chopped up stuff afterwards.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's where all the interactions are right now.
Right,
but
totally.
you need to push this on.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast that is made to help agents become top producers in their desired market, no matter where they might be. We also serve team leaders and brokers who want to develop top producers in their organizations all throughout the country. We're powered, though, on the local level by our local franchise, which is, of course, Tampa Bay Real Producers, here in the beautiful studio on the corner of West Shore and Kennedy here in South Tampa. We feature the top 500 producing agents here in the podcast, as well as, of course, through our monthly magazine and our different event programs all throughout the Tampa Bay area. And this show is also going to be sponsored by Mr. Barry Lively and Be Lively Images. Barry is in the house. How you doing, buddy?
In the house. Feeling good.
In the house, indeed.
Feeling
By the
good.
way, you can go back and see an episode, a full episode with Barry and I on this same podcast only a couple of weeks ago now. So you might have a full episode in there that you can check out. You're going to hear from Barry, though, a little bit on this episode as well. But our special guest here today is none other than Nick Janovsky. Nick is in the house with Sir Hans. We're going to talk about that relationship as well. Nick has been featured before in Tampa Bay Real Producers as a top producer going back years ago, is when we first
2019, sir.
Yeah, man, it's that long ago already, huh?
Don't age me.
Wild. That's crazy. It's been that long ago. But so Nick has been a friend of the program, of the platform. This is our first time actually having you in studio, though, which is awesome. And it's good to have you here, buddy. Good to see you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Love Tampa Bay Real Producers, what you guys do.
Thank you.
Bringing this community together to help us elevate our game. Little shout out for Barry Lively. I shot 2 luxury listings with him that set price records back in the day. So thanks, Barry. It was probably your artistic charm that helped me get that deal done.
Well, I'd like to think that.
At least artistic. I don't know about the charm part.
Yeah,
but.
you know.
Well, there's a little
the
autism in
quality
there
of work
too.
was good. Good. Hey, well, that's
my special
creativity,
power,
sir. Yeah, I love that. Those they were on 2 legacy neighborhoods, and those properties, I can see them in my head as if we were there shooting today, and each one of those closings was a price per square foot record in 2 of the most prestigious locations here in Tampa. We'll leave the addresses out.
No doubt.
Yes,
By the way,
sir.
you can turn the volume down on that so it doesn't jump up into the mic for you. Because I know Rob is probably over there like, what's that sound going on in the corner?
Good feedback
we
so far.
got it. We got it. Good to hear. So, Nick, for people who might not know anything about your backstory and how you became a top producer, I know that you've been really leaning into luxury real estate for a while and you've had a lot of success in that space. But let's give people a quick little snippet on just, did you grow up in Tampa? How'd you get here? What got you interested in real estate initially? How'd that all shake out?
Sure. So, Nick Janovsky, 45. I know you can't ask, and I hope I don't look 45, so thanks for that one.
You don't, man.
Great.
On a
Appreciate
day over
that.
30.
I'm kind of a South Tampa guy. I used to live in South Tampa as this region evolved. As most of us know, St. Pete's gone through a renaissance. So I moved over there with that wave in a different capacity in 2012, fell in love with the city, really thought there was an opportunity to build it, and that was in the political spectrum. And then obviously development, real estate, politics, they're hand in hand. Mm-hmm. So with that, I stayed. We had some success, got a real estate license 2015. was trying to change the world. And I said, well, let's change my friends' lives by helping them sell and build, right? So we did that, elevated. It wasn't just really luxury at that point for me. It was the win. I like to win. I like to win in my campaigns. I like it when my clients win. I like it when my team wins. I like it when my people win. So from that, I naturally elevated to the C-suite level. CEOs across town were part of our donor pod, right, for politics. So it was natural. We knew Nick. We trusted him to go do this out there in the field. Let's go have him do our property. Yeah. A couple tests here and there, a couple firsts. My first listing was in Hyde Park, over $1 million. I'll never forget that, 2015.
Not a bad first listing.
Couldn't even believe it. It's a legacy property. I'll leave the address out. Then had a couple more.
That was like warm network, someone you knew?
That was a warm network that I knew, direct personal contact. And I never realized the power of this thing. There's 18,000 phone numbers in here. Don't worry, I'll text all you guys later. That's true. And I know those people. And then it was polishing the skill set. So, okay, I've got the access. I've got the people. How do I do the job better? Yeah. And went with the local boutique, first time licensed, was still running my political consulting and PR firm on the side, which everybody knew. That brought strength because I knew how to brand. I knew how to market. Yeah. I knew how to be responsible. Yep. And then from that, I needed to know real estate. Then it was like a vampire with its first taste because then I wanted to develop and build first of its kind mixed use development, Driftwood on Central. The first ever fee simple mixed use townhouse product on Central Avenue in St. Pete's history. Wow. Couple price
That was
records.
one of your first deals?
Yeah. 2020 in inception for that. Okay. So 5 years in and licensed, pretty good evolution.
A little bit of experience under your belt. Yep.
That's 6 years ago, man. Wow.
It's crazy how fast time flies, isn't it?
7 price records, couple things, and currently still the highest sale in the history of St. Pete Beach and Paso Grill, which is wonderful. Incredible story behind that.
You were saying off camera, what was it, 11 million, 11.4?
11.4 to be precise, cool. Yes, sir.
No doubt. And Nick has been a perennial top producer in this market. I mean,
consistency matters,
we featured him way back in 2019, and he has not been one of those guys that's been featured one year and then he falls off the next year.
Correct.
There's been top 500 status, really top 100 status all throughout Tampa Bay every year that we've had this platform. So
thank you for the shout out.
It speaks to your consistency.
Put it in the general stripes over here.
No doubt. Absolutely.
I think it's 6 years consecutively Who's Who, Tampa Bay Business Journal, which we love. Real Producers Top 100. Yeah. 6 years consistently.
Was luxury trends. Always a focus for you from the get-go, or did that evolve with just your network over time?
That's a great question, and you've known me. I'm a straight shooter. That's why I get hired, and that's why I love being at Serhant, because we've got the best people in leadership. So it wasn't luxury for me. It was the win. Going back to what I just said, I wanted to have the best. I wanted the best marketing. I wanted the best photography. I wanted the best curated product. I wanted to tell the story the way that I ran my campaigns. And that just naturally dragged me to all the luxury folks. And, I've been fortunate to learn from them. If they have a property, let's just say 10 million for the sake of argument, they did something to earn that. They're educated, cultured, traveled, amazing. And my thirst for knowledge acclimated with them. Yeah. And I was like, well, let me do this because I can tell your story a little bit better. You're busy, and I'll bring you all of my energy and marketing. And they're like, go. Then they tell their neighbor. And then, of course, you got to come to dinner. You got to meet so-and-so. I remember walking down Beach Drive, cutting my teeth. Here I'm doing $20 million. I never thought I would do that in a year. And by the way, in Tampa, St. Pete, that's $100 million in Miami, New York, Manhattan. Just so you know, 20 million's top 50 here.
It correlates.
Okay, just letting you know, data's real. And I'd see Barry Lively out there. I'd buy him a shot. Everyone knows me. I'm
Is that how you guys
for that.
met? Just kind of networking downtown?
Referral from Joe. Yeah, it was a referral. I was like, I've got to elevate this game. I wanted to do a Matterport before we called it Matterport. I wanted an interior floor plan drawn up digitally. And he's like, well, I got my guy. So I trusted my vendor to put somebody in front of me. He didn't know he rolls up to a $7 million house. That was a premiere thing. I went doing live television, and then the quality was there. And I actually chose myself. I rehired Barry on a second project. Okay. Back in 2001.
Well, I was telling Don how historic that first one was because that house was built by the Picasso of builders, right next to. Well, we don't want to dox anybody.
Nope.
But
let's leave that address out.
The person that owned
my
the
clients
house,
like discretion.
The person that owned the house was the top real estate attorney in the United States. So
the founding partner of one of the largest law firms.
That's awesome.
And 2 people that trained ended up becoming a partner from another break-off, from another conglomerate. I had actually worked for his co-founding partner running a governor's race. And,
biological
or not evolution, organically, the relationship evolved to, as that gentleman went to a latter stage in his life, the person overseeing the trust and everything was like, it's got to be Nick.
Yeah.
And I got the phone call one day. I'm like, all right, send me over. I'm coming on in.
Would you say your background with the political campaigning and everything you did there, did that have a lot to do with your at least initial success in real estate as far as the 100%. Network you established and how that was connected?
Thanks, Don. As I said, I wanted to learn real estate. I didn't know what I was doing my first year license.
Sure.
I had no idea.
Most people don't.
I knew how to tell a story, and I knew that I had the trust of a lot of people in the region, and I had a little bit of a name, good or bad. I had a name.
Yep.
And I used that, and I had tons of opportunity.
Yep.
I would have done 50 million my first year.
Yep.
Knowing what I know now, but refining that craft, right? Performa, land acquisition, density, everything we do in due diligence on the commercial scale, all the other stuff. No concept.
Yeah.
But if you know me, I was up till 2 a.m. reading it, learning it, I'm fearless. Everyone knows that about me. Walking into everyone's office. I don't know how to do this. Show me. Teach me.
Right.
And I asked everybody, and they're like, all right, well, here's your chance. A couple failures, right? You have to.
We learn a lot from our failures.
I'm not doing that again. I've done 4 developments now, grand scale. Sometimes we don't even break ground, and we still sell them for profit because I learned it the right way.
Can you remember like one specific failure that you feel like taught you a lesson that was really valuable?
I remember a listing presentation I walked into, and it was a penthouse here. I'm not going to talk where or who. I don't need to. But I remember giving a price opinion before I got there. Mm-hmm. They were so offended that I did that. And I'm like, I know the building. Mm-hmm. Do you know, you're lucky that I have time to come here. Mm-hmm. I was younger. This is years ago. Mm-hmm. And I get there. They open with, well, you thought it was worth this. Can you walk around and tell me? And then I was like, okay, sure. So I walk around. They had done extraordinary upgrades, surfaces, appliances you couldn't even see, finishes and fixtures. They had removed a wall you couldn't find in permitting, yada, yada, yada. That was the last time I gave a defined, confirmed price without saying it's a value range from what I can see until I tour your layout, your surfaces, your finishes, because you can't find everything online. Yeah. That's why sometimes,
especially in the luxury world, right?
Especially in the luxury world,
right.
Zillow's not right, and AI can't walk your house with you. So I'll never make that mistake again.
Yeah.
Newer agents, if you want to become a top producer, you better do your research and your homework the best. Give them a range from what you can see online, but until I tour, see the surfaces, the layout, and absorb the property in person with you, I can't set a defined value.
Yeah. No, that's really good advice, because I think sometimes an agent who wants to position themselves as an expert could come across as knowing all the things and throwing the numbers out there because they think that they already know what they need to know. But I think especially if you're trying to lean into luxury, not only there's a little bit more sophistication, I would have to imagine, with the buyer and the seller, but like you just said, a lot of the investment that they might have made in that property, you really wouldn't know going in unless you just toured it and figured out what those nuances are.
You're correct.
Which makes a lot of sense going in. Are there any
and
other
wealthy people, just to be honest, they're private.
For sure.
They didn't post. They don't even have an Instagram, so let's start there. They didn't post that they did a $1 million renovation to their unfinished garage.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Right. Totally. What other little nuances would you say you've settled into and identified, especially working with the luxury market, that you think might be different than working in the general market when it comes to real estate? Is there other things that stand out to you?
Yeah, there's 3 things. I mean, I can just roll them all off because this is natural, but it's the story. Mm-hmm. Everything they've done has a story, and their property is a story, right? They transition careers, they sold a company, they helped their kids become legacies. It's a story.
Yep.
And everything they've done, it's funny, their property changes every time their story life changes. Mm-hmm. Trust me on this. Every time there's a college, a career, a CEO appointment, a retirement, the property changes with their life story. Mm. So when you can tell stories well, you're going to acclimate with luxury and the wealth, because the story brings value. Mm-hmm. 2, you better know what you're doing. Period. These people didn't get to where they are and don't have their money if they couldn't sell it themselves. They don't have the time, and they don't want to. You better be as good as them and bring them something that they missed, and they'll be so impressed. They'll trust you. You don't have to worry about it. My best clients, full fee, the most amount of trust now, are repeat luxury. Mm-hmm. It's not that you don't do the job any less. I go above and beyond. I want to do it even better. but they know what it's going to look like, and they're out of the way. Mm-hmm. And you don't mess up.
Especially once they trust you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Number 3, you better actually understand lifestyle. Okay? You don't have to have their income. They don't expect you to. But don't show up like you didn't try.
Yeah.
For real.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like hygiene, clothing, education, culture, music, sports, everything. They're in tune. So you better start living that lifestyle, and it can be at your own scale, and don't ever feel guilty about that. They'll know that at least you're aware. Mm-hmm. You're putting yourself in that space. I had a client that was so impressive. I was so terrified to ask even what they do. And I never did. I still didn't even ask. But I knew because I looked it up, and I knew when the referral came in X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, we talked about art. We talked about restaurants. They gave me an opinion on where to go in Costa Rica. We built trust that way.
Yeah.
I was so fascinated by them and that story. And then bam, that turned into 4 deals and some of the largest sales in this region.
Yeah, I love that. And, there could be agents out there who maybe are attracted to luxury because they just view it as bigger commissions. No. And that might
You'll never be successful if you chase the commission, if you chase the dollar.
Nobody likes commission breath anyway. If you chase the story
and you're real and you can sit at a dinner and captivate them and you're equally as excited to hear and learn from them, you'll work there every day.
Well, I love the mindset of being like a student, right? Like you've brought that up a couple times now of like really diving into what matters most, not only to the community, but to your individual buyers and sellers, and figuring out what those similar topics might be so that you can come across somewhat educated and not just inauthentic and trying to wing it, because they can smell that from the very beginning. Nobody likes
it's called a callback
commission
or a
breath,
full
right?
circle moment. So I wouldn't be sitting here trying to give good advice to the up and coming top producers if I didn't learn from my luxury consumers.
Yeah.
That's a full circle moment, right?
Totally. No, that makes sense.
Student mindset, always be learning. And if you stop wanting to understand or learn things, you become stagnant.
And I want to talk a little bit about your overall philosophy when it comes to marketing. And I think you come into here too, Barry, because obviously we're talking a lot about luxury here. And I'm curious, even from your perspective as a video professional, how do you approach things a little bit differently if someone like Nick is coming to you and it's a luxury property, a luxury listing, compared to what you might, because I know you do a lot of different business out there, but what are some of those nuances that that you have to prepare for differently in your line of work if it's luxury focused from the get-go?
Well, right off the bat, I knew that I wasn't going to be the only photographer on that job, because I learned very quickly from Nick that he's a leader, and leaders know how to delegate, and leaders know everybody's job. Mm-hmm. So he knew he needed someone to do the 3D. He needed somebody to focus on the aerials and the outside shots, and he needed somebody to do sort of a video walkthrough of the house, which at that point, video walkthroughs were not where they are today. They're not.
It was cutting edge at the time.
Yeah.
There was no AI, guys. There was no online. I wanted a digital floor plan made. I tapped Barry for that. And you better have me in and out of there in an hour. Everybody be early on their game, their equipment, not stepping over each other's feet. We ran this like a program. We ran this like a professional shoot.
It was.
We've got the drone going. We've got the interior B-roll running. I'm mic'd up. I'm taping my set, and I change my cadence when I do the thing. Mm-hmm. You're getting personal, Nick, right now. Mm-hmm. And then I've got Barry doing the other things. You're in and out. The sellers see it, the neighbors see it, and your material comes out better because of that. Mm-hmm. Ended up going live on Fox Business. Ended up going live for the Super Bowl, ended up going live on Mansion Global for a professional tape television from that same program because of the marketing we shot.
That's awesome.
Did you know that?
You had 3 consummate professionals, and the 2 other photographers I trust implicitly. We're in the world. I think Rob knows this.
That was back when I still wore ties.
Yeah. Oh, you were.
So that's evolved as well.
You were G'd up for that.
It was the part.
It was unlike any shoot before. But what I would say to any photographer, whether they're, you're going in with the mindset of, look, I've got to. If I'm being asked to do all of these things without a team, I need to be structured to know this is what I need to get probably the lengthiest thing out of the way first, which might be the 3D virtual tour. Mm-hmm. Then I know I still have to do some, stills that are epic shots, but at the same time, there's going to be a video element of some sort. So it's, one thing I ask anybody that's and it's hard to do, is whatever you can do to get the homeowner out of the house and entertain them so that I can have that house to myself. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yep.
The realtor is juggling properties, and it's lucky enough to get there and have them open the house for us to do it. So you've got to, like you said, you got to work quick, but you got to be on your game. And my expectations exceed my clients' expectations. Period. They'll get the chance to come back and forth.
So I'm listening to this. I'm impressed. I'm going to take this one, Don.
Go ahead.
Like, I'm your audience. You're selling to me, right? I'm who hires the creative.
Sure.
Exactly what you said. Everything I do is about the pageantry, right? It's a production day. Think about that. It's a production day.
Yep.
I'm rolling up with my videographer, my 3D person, my photographer. I look the part. I step out of the car. I'm mic'd up. I know my script. You've already seen what I'm going to say. I've got the idea of the shots. I do a walkthrough, what I want to see, break out your pieces and go. You're in command, you're in control, and it's production day, and it brings great results. Exactly what Barry said. I have a project for you. That, what you just did, is what we need, and the sellers need it, because all day long, it's going to fall onto me.
Yep.
How does the marketing look? What's going on to consumers? What's the new value?
Yep.
And we're out there in the front of it. You better be commanding it, and it better be all the right pageantry, especially in the luxury world.
And that ties into the story that you were bringing up earlier.
Imagine you're a $10 million seller, and you're like, okay, photographer's coming Monday, videographer's coming Tuesday. How's your next Wednesday look?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Right.
Just leave. You might as well just quit.
Right.
Well,
What's interesting too is that you brought up the collaboration point.
The collaboration and having fun. If I'm not having fun,
I think
I'm
I
not
show up
doing
with
it.
champagne to half of them, and and I invite my consumers to say, "Do you want to stay and watch this?" Or like, "We're out of here." I do it, right? Smart. But I'm like, "You want to stay and watch it? It's production day." I show up with champagne. They're like, "We're gone. Text us when this is over with. We don't want any part of this." And, then you got the space.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the mentality of production day. I love the mentality of collaboration when you're looking at these bigger projects as well. Because I think sometimes people maybe underestimate. They have their own kind of blinders on about what I'm good at, what I know how to do, but they might not understand the importance of being able to collaborate effectively with another videographer, another photographer, especially on a bigger project like something like we're talking about with the luxury.
A good analogy would be a wedding. If somebody asks, and I will reluctantly agree to sit down with the coordinator and have a meeting first, so that I know this is the guy or gal I want to get that macro ring shot. I can always count on them to get that incredible shot. Here's my sparkler, the contrived.
The walkthrough. It's my favorite part.
It's I look at it like I'm doing a wedding, because there's so much pressure that comes from the ultimate pressure is I'm representing you, the realtor, the broker, and your customer. If I mess up, they think you messed up, and that is that extra level of pressure.
Right.
And that's
why I'm not getting any more listings.
Yeah,
then there's no more work.
Right.
And
that's why it's important to have the right partners.
Details
matter.
So
matters.
If you screw up a wedding, you don't
lifetime.
you don't get to see that family, like you're saying. You see the family progress. Hey Barry, can you do our maternity photos, or now my kids are getting engaged, or what, you grow with the family with photography.
I have 7 active
become
listings.
Part of those family moments for sure.
As we sit here sharing this story about details matter and consistency, I have 7 active listings right now. 6 of them are repeat clients.
Yep. And most of your business today, it sounds like, 95% referral, I would say, when that ballpark.
I don't have to do so much output.
Yeah.
For new lead generation, as we call it in the business, I lean into my people. And that word of mouth, I know it sounds so basic. Like, how do you get there, though? Do the right thing every single day, and you'll build your people, and they'll send them back to you. And it's not just them, it's their
when
neighbors.
You're marketing, Nick, and you're building your brand, are you doing it with the intent in mind of attracting listings, or are you doing it with the intent in mind of attracting potential buyers, or both? How do you view that in terms of your approach?
All of it. So, every single piece of it. When I just launched one on St. Pete Beach. If you saw that video, we did some new editing, did some new sky swap play with sun and moon, because it's the beach, sunset, right? And it was smart because when you just look out at the water at night, it's dark. You want to see the sunrise and the moon because there's some sparkling twinkle. There's some life there. So when I launch a marketing, do I want more listings? Yes. Do I want the most exposure? Yes. Do I want my peers to go, oh, what is he doing now? Yes. Do I want my sellers literally be like, oh, he might be a little too much to deal with, but man, this is good. Yes. I want all of it. Every time I launch one, I don't want it to be the same. I want it to be different. I rode up on a golf cart and jumped through a driveway and threw my sunglasses off it because it's a golf cart community. There's a lagoon there, right? Tie it in. Something that's real for the property, that's unique, and it lies into that story.
Yep.
I want it to be all the above. And that's the constant creative in me, which I think helps in this world, right?
And are you leaning into specific platforms to tell this story? Is it mostly Instagram? Is it YouTube? Does it vary based on the client?
I'm an old school campaign manager. I wrote press releases before there was AI. I can still do my own copy, my own branding. I probably got 50 million in marketing campaigns in operation behind me. And I don't say that to brag. I used to be the biggest believer in Facebook. It was all there. It was a little bit different age demographic.
Yep.
People took it seriously. I thought Instagram was annoying. I didn't even get one until 2010. Now I deleted my Facebook and I'm on Instagram only, but the secret weapon is really LinkedIn. So I'll let you know that out there.
Interesting.
Business professionals.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Makes sense. We haven't had a lot of people on the show elaborate on LinkedIn.
On your ROI, your return on investment, everything is going to come from LinkedIn. And those are people in your market. Think about who lives where you live.
Yep.
The lawyer, the accountant, the wealth manager, and the doctor.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. They're built their portfolio lifetime, and they're the number one handout of real estate referrals. They better respect you. And when they see you operating like an operator and a strategist, which I do, I'm a little too serious, they love it. Then I bring the creativity, you get more real estate clients. LinkedIn all day long on a platform. Being out in regular media, if you crawl me on AI, it's insane. And it was real press. Tampa Bay Times, Mansion Global, Wall Street Journal, Homes.com, The Catalyst, everything.
Yeah.
Giving value. I've been interviewed by Realtor.com. Happy to be here today with Tampa Bay Real Producers and Don Hill and Barry Lively. Love you guys. Things like this are how you get authority and you get organic exposure.
Without a doubt.
And so you can pay $1,000 on an Instagram video and get 20,000 views. What does it do?
Yep.
Who's getting it? They're not qualified to buy the house. They're not going to call you. They're not going to convert as a client, and it's wasted dollars and wasted time. I'd rather go sponsor an 18th hole at the Pasadena Yacht and Country Club and sit there with my client.
Is your philosophy pretty much all organic content, or do you mix in 90% paid campaigns when you want to?
And people still see the new Instagram page, which over just this summer is 4,800 views or 4,800 follows and 1.1 million views in less than 100 days. All of it, I wrote it. Like it's just myself and Claude. Yeah, I don't pay for anybody. It's the top line messaging, the blend of content for authority would be quality about the work, the marketing, the flashy stuff, then lifestyle, the neighborhoods, luxury, the real world, and then authenticity, who you are, where you eat, what do you shop, I smoke, I'm a Vikings fan, I do all that stuff.
Vikings fan? That's unique in and of itself.
I think you saw me on a plane coming back from the game many years ago.
I went to that Giants-Vikings game. I think we talked about
that's
that.
That's right. My loss.
Yes, I was at that one. Were
Kirk
you at
Cousins
that same game?
Yes, it's 4-8, and Kirk Cousins throws a check down. Doesn't even give me a chance to. It's the playoff game, by the way. Throws a check down. Doesn't even get 8 yards on the check down. What are you doing?
I couldn't be happier.
Oh, I was so mad. I took that flight early to come home.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan, so that was our playoff loss. And
the Giants haven't had a winning season since, but at least we had that one victory.
Well, we got Daniel Jones, we got Danny Crimes, and then that all worked out.
He did. That's a whole other podcast. I'm sure we could talk about our. How did you become a Vikings fan anyway? We can mention that part.
So, mom is legacy person from Wisconsin, many generations, and then I grew up on Brett Favre. You just did there. As a kid, I was born in Eglin Air Force Base, destined Fort Walton, so a military brat in Florida, traveled around California, Wisconsin, back to Florida as a kid. And somebody in our family line, I don't know, my great second uncle, my mom's cousin is like a mayor of Green Bay at one point.
Okay.
So there's like one share of Packer stock.
You got some roots
worth like $5. Well, I mean, the cheeseheads are all over the house. Everything is Live and Die by Brett Favre in the 90s.
Yeah.
If you were alive in the 90s, that's what it was.
Totally.
So I'm like, that's my guy, right?
No.
Saw him play at the old Brewer Stadium when the baseball team, because Green Bay would come down, blah, blah, blah. When he went to retirement, had his fallout with the Jets, came down, was in retirement, went over to the Minnesota Vikings. It was a rivalry up there.
Yeah.
Packers and Bears are real. But when you know real story, it's also Minnesota and Wisconsin. It's a big
sure.
rivalry. Different,
For sure.
different kinds of people.
Yeah.
So your mom was a purple people eater.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at you. Different kinds of people, right? I always love.
shirt.
Yeah. Right. I know.
Oh.
I like
You
it.
do. Everything Barry does is calculated.
So to get that Vikings bit. See, that's what. If you notice,
It's
when
all
I go,
the presentation,
Well, I'm going to
Nick.
close that loop, But I'll tell you, if you notice, when I shoot property videos, I change my outfits for the house.
Yeah.
I matched the house. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Now everyone's going to go back and look at that. So blah, blah, blah. So Favre goes, I've always loved the Vikings. Chris Carter, Randy Moss, that tandem. Followed Randy Moss. I'm like, who is this rebel? Like, I'm a rebel. Love Randy Moss. I'm like, so then Favre goes up there. I'm like, I'm done. I'm leaving my family. I'm breaking up my family. I'm a Vikings fan.
Yep.
Percy Harvin was drafted that year. Went to UF. My best friend was on the floor. He was in the dorms. Was his like there. I have a signed 1 of 100 Percy Harvin rookie
Nice.
balls.
Yeah.
So that's the story. And just every year I go up there.
And
I
you've
bought a
stayed
condo.
consistent ever since.
I got a condo in
I love their
downtown.
stadium.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous stadium.
Oh, the US Bank Stadium's fabulous. But
Yeah.
I bought a condo right in downtown just so I can see the stadium. So
Nice.
when I become a snowbird, 10 more years and retire, I can just walk to my game.
I have a goal to see a baseball game. I love football, but baseball is my number one sport. And so I played a little bit. My kids play it now. And we have a goal of seeing a game at every stadium in the country. So
Have you done
I
Target
not
Field in
gone to
Minnesota?
Target yet. That's one of the 8. I think I have 8 left that I haven't hit. And that's
Done.
one of them. I've been to the football stadium,
I'm not
obviously.
going to do any names, but I think the Twins play there.
They do. You're correct. You are correct.
I think I've had a very fortunate opportunity to work for a few of them.
Did you really? Nice. Okay.
You need to go to Target
I mean,
Field.
I know I saw the stadium when I was up there for the football game, but obviously it wasn't during baseball season. So one of these days, I plan on getting out there during the summer months and
Let me know.
checking it out for sure. That would be great. We
I
just went
remember,
up to New York.
in
Yankee
Orlando, they
Stadium.
had a place called Tinker Field, and
Okay.
that's where Minnesota's spring training was.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Tinker Field
Tinker
in
Field.
Orlando.
They still play there?
No, I don't think
not
so.
in
A lot of
Orlando
it's
anymore?
all Bradenton now, right?
Yeah.
The Pirates
Yeah.
are down there, the Braves are down there. And
As
our
a baseball fan,
Pinellas-
it's great being around
Yeah,
here
we've
during
got the
that season.
Phillies, the Blue Jays, right? We've got everybody here.
You got the Yanks, obviously, right in
The
down.
Orioles
right in
are
Tampa.
out here.
Our golf
and
beaches
your
are great
Yanks
for
better watch
baseball.
out for my Red Sox. They climbing.
They're on fire right now. I know.
Oh, it's like
33-5 in the last. It's crazy.
Is Aaron Judge going to come back soon?
They're saying so.
Okay.
Us Yankee fans.
See
I
what
don't
we
know.
just did
We're
here?
not
The
extremely
verdict is out on
confident
that.
about it. I can tell you
Luxury
that right now.
real estate to football to baseball, and
We
everybody
could
was
hit
in
on-
stride.
We could hit on every topic
Yeah.
we need to. If we had more time, we would.
Well, one of the Super Bowls I covered was Philadelphia and the Patriots.
In Minnesota.
Yeah, a game which
It was
Heartbreaker.
freezing, wasn't
Tom,
it? Like
Tom
well, they
Brady threw for
destroyed us in the
500
NFC
yards after
Championship
throwing
game.
for
Yep,
468
I remember that.
and losing.
My
Philly,
cousin was
Philly
there.
destroyed us that game. Was it 42 to something? Minnesota was at the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been the first team to play at the home stadium.
Yeah.
The
That's
Bucks
right.
got it. Go Bucks. I have
Yeah.
season tickets. Support the home team.
Everybody in
course.
Minnesota
Number one.
was awesome, and you're right.
Did you see that
whole
Gruden just got
walkability
a gig
was-
over there now? You see that today?
What's that?
Gruden just got a
When
new
you've
gig
lived
with the
here as
Bucks.
long as I have a fun story about Chucky, if you wouldn't mind.
Go ahead.
I'm a young kid. I'm working in politics, and we all knew kind of where everybody went. And we had a successful day. It was a primary, and I go to this local bar, and of course Chucky was there. Sat there and had beers till 2 a.m. with him. The guy was legendary to talk to.
Yeah, he seems
Fan.
like he would be a blast to
Oh
hang out
man,
with.
good guy.
Talk
Hometown
about
guy.
like viral social media. Did you? Are you a golf guy at all?
I do it enough to know what's going on.
So he worked with Barstool for a little while with
Okay.
Portnoy and those guys over
Sure.
there.
Yep.
And they blew the internet up with their Internet Invitational Golf Tournament. This was last summer. I think they're doing their second one coming up this summer. And I mean, millions and millions of views all over the world. And Chucky was there in the
Amazing.
tournament, right? And the biggest clip that I think got the most views of anything was a motivational speech that he gave to his team when
he
they
gets
were
fired
They
up,
were
like-
losing after the first 18 holes, and there was a whole thing about one of the guys showing up late, who was one of their best players, and they were all pissed at him and everything. And so he like brings the team together, and he's like calling the dude out, but he's like bringing him back in. It was like the skills of his coaching showed in that moment, and it just went nuts all over the
amazing.
internet. Yeah,
He's
he would be a
electric.
fun dude to hang out with, I'm sure.
Very it was just as fun at 2 a.m. at the bar.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't know if he remembers it, but I do.
It is funny how those. I had a situation like that in New York City when I met Bruce Willis at like 2:00 in the morning at
Die
the
Hard,
Plaza
man.
Hotel in New York City at just the local Plaza lobby bar, and we started peppering him with questions about his movies and all this different stuff. And yeah, it was just. It's funny how those little experiences stick with you.
So
you know?
what Don just did there, I love. They're people too.
For sure.
And when you have something to contribute and you don't do this, like, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
We bought him a
They'll
drink.
talk to you. Yeah, they'll hang
Yeah.
out with you. I have hundreds of these,
Totally.
and some have turned into business.
Totally.
You just, treat them like a person and have something to contribute, and they love you.
And that ties back to the whole luxury topic with real estate.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it is easy, I think, for any agent potentially to get intimidated, by their status, by their career, by whatever their background is. But they're people just like us. They got my parents taught me a long time ago.
They're hiring you for a service to deliver.
They put their
results.
pants on one leg at a time, Barry. That's what I hear.
The first Super Bowl that I covered, I went to the, it was Ditka and Jaws Cigars with the Stars.
Nice.
Ditka and Jaworski.
Yeah,
they put that on.
Don't judge my football knowledge. They're talking about the Bears there, sir.
The Jaws.
And, I know Jaws.
Ditka.
So I go there,
Bears.
and the first person, the first celebrity that I see, first Super Bowl I cover, is, I'm trying to think of Farrelly's first name, and of
Chris Farley.
No, Farrelly.
Oh.
The producers of Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah, the Farrelly
Something
brothers.
About Mary. Farrelly brothers.
Yeah, I got you.
And I meet him, and I actually had a story to tell, but the first thing I walked up and I said, "You're going to be, to me, the most interesting and famous person I meet covering this Super Bowl." And I just said, "What you've done in my life is made me laugh and create an emotion that no sport, no other athlete or no celebrity can ever do." That laughter and that endorphin that you can see the joke coming and you still laugh as hard the 50th time you saw it. And he was just like, "That's really neat." And then I told him a story when I was at Fenway Park in 2004. I went to the game that is featured in the movie they did about the Red Sox with Drew Barrymore and
Perfect Pitch, I think it was called.
Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch.
And I was at this game that's featured in the movie where Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon, they go down, the Red Sox win the World Series. The movie wasn't filmed for the Red Sox to be winning the World Series. It was for another lowly season.
Yeah.
And
we don't talk about that year on this show, though.
won't go there. But the game that I went to,
that topic is blackballed on this show.
I said I saw this film crew, and I go, "Oh, you need to get my cousin David, because he's like a rabid Red Sox fan. He's got an AP photographer that follows him around, Celtics games, Red Sox games, Bruins games, whatever." And so anyway, so I was there, and the guys were like, "Well, we can't. We're filming a scene for the movie, and this is September 24th." And they go, "Hold on." They grabbed my phone and they gave me the clicker thing, and it says Farrelly Brothers, Fever Pitch, take whatever. And I showed that to Farrelly, and he goes, "That's the coolest story I've ever heard."
That's cool.
And I was like, there's a connection. It wasn't like, "Hey, will you take your picture with me?" Like you were saying.
No, that's cool.
It's like a connection was
really
made
cool.
because I had a different question to ask him or something.
Speaking of
different to say.
laughing, have you guys seen this new Netflix show with Will Ferrell called Hawk?
Yep.
Not yet.
Pretty great.
Is it?
I was a
Is it
little.
good?
I literally watched all 10 episodes yesterday, like last night
I
when I
was
should have been in
skeptical
bed.
because I was like, "Is this a Happy Gilmore coattail thing?" But it's totally different.
It is different.
It's very Florida.
It is very
Florida man.
Yeah, I mean, you know who Will Ferrell is, so
Yep.
everyone knows
good.
his comedy. But
I'm a big Will Ferrell guy.
It's worth checking out. It's
So-
worth
I mean,
checking
yeah.
out.
I've got a recommendation now,
funny.
so I'm going to
Fortune
watch it.
Femster being in there was hysterical to me because I've been following her her career.
She's very good in it.
The caddy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Very good in it, yeah.
Hysterical. Very Florida man.
Yeah, all of them are very good. The guy who plays his son, I think, does a good job too, and it's worth checking out if you haven't checked it out yet. But it's called Hawk. It's on Netflix. So unfortunately, we're running out of time, but I want to do a couple quick rapid fire things. Okay. And you've done some of these before when we had you on the show, so you might be able to even think of a couple different answers potentially. But here's one: do you have a favorite book, author, seminar that you ever attended that you feel like has made a huge impact on you, personally or professionally?
Come on, I got to go with the home team, Ryan Serhant. Sell It Like Serhant, anything, the Sell It community. The guy has revolutionized the industry for tech AI platform in the brokerage that takes care of its agents. That's not a pitch. Look at that. That was off the cuff.
No, I love that.
It's real. And I didn't want to work with anybody who hasn't done my job. And he's done my job as good, but better, I'll give it to him, than I have. So the guy's great, and he sees real estate as an entire platform, right? Not just the sales, but the creative, the content, the media, everything combined, and how we can provide bigger value to the consumers. It's awe-inspiring when you work at that firm, at this level, so I'm thankful to be there. But coming from boutique brokerage to a huge legacy brand, climbing all the way to #1 there, we didn't have anybody like that.
Yeah.
It was great volume. How do you do it? here's your PDF. Get out of here.
Yep.
There's somebody out there in the street leading the charge, taking the consolidation model for the luxury world and giving the most exposure and the most followed real estate brand in the world. It's Ryan. I'm not fanboy. Didn't even get a picture with him. I realized that I should have. We did my rollout. I was like, I didn't even get a picture. It's just content. I wanted to contribute, right?
Yeah.
So
and we
that's
didn't mention it earlier, but your current role over there is Director of Luxury Sales, right?
Tampa St. Pete Gulf Beaches, Sirhan.
Very cool.
Period.
And how much now of your focus, Nick, is spent on building that team? Because I know we talked a little bit off camera about the recruiting piece now that is out there with some agents. And I know you're not just recruiting for anybody. You want to have very specific, certain requirements. You're looking for obviously the right fits. Is this different for you now to have that responsibility from the recruiting piece compared to still serving your clients on the luxury side?
I mean, to contribute overall, yes. I want to bring water to the team and fill up the lake together.
Sure.
It's going to take production from me, so I've got to sustain, which I can do. I've already got that. But I want to grow the region. Tampa, St. Pete, the Gulf Beaches, it's 2 counties here. It's Hillsborough and Pinellas. If you live local, we know we don't go south of the bridge. Sarasota's a different world.
Yep.
Just call it like it is. To help us get more new development, to help us get top-tier people, the right quality, with the right production. Everybody can do 10 million. Sorry, you can. If you try, you pick the phone up. But you can't have the right character, attitude, nature, and have the right genuine contacts that will be sustainable in the AI industry and the consolidation from the big behemoths that are out there. And that's what we want at Sirhan's. Humbly, I guess that's what they think I had. And I want to be that part of that spark that's lightning in a bottle, that we get more of that. So the right light attracts the right moth.
Yep.
And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, I love that. And it sounds like you have a very specific, what I would call USP. You know what your niche is. You know who you're looking to attract and what you're trying to serve. That's obviously from a client perspective, but also
not
now
so
from
much
an agent
corporate.
perspective.
The AI model's there, the recruit model's there, the metrics are there. Here it is. Who fits it? Most don't.
Yeah.
The model can be broken if it's the right person.
Yep.
So there's flexibility. Just want the right, good people.
How many different markets is Sirhan in now? Do you know?
17 states, soon to be a lot more. Can't disclose.
Okay.
Can't break news, but watch your
17
news.
states already, though, huh?
17 states, sir. Watch your news. There's some things happening currently.
Cool.
There will be more states by the end of the year.
Shout out to Ryan Sirhan. Great job, buddy. How about you, Barry? Is there something that jumps out at you?
I would say 2 Bobs in my life. Bob Lively, my dad, directing me into the credit card industry and doing something that knew none of my friends or family ever understood what my dad did for a living, but he introduced me to that business, and it led to a 29-year career and learning so much, having great mentors, and getting to go to so many different leadership things with all 3 publicly traded companies. But the last publicly traded company that I worked for was called Heartland Payment Systems. And the gentleman who owned it was Bob Carr. And he built a business model that took an industry that had no offense to anybody, used car sales mentality. And he turned it into having a merchant bill of rights and for the employees to have to sign a code of ethics, and basically just a code of ethics that says you can't gouge the customer. You have to have the customer's best interest at heart. And even though you're a terrific salesperson, you're not doing anything on a napkin anymore. You're going to show that you're credentialed at what you do. And he took a company from nothing and built it. There was a lot of nepotism, but it was, sometimes companies grow that way, and he built it into a public company that was a direct processor to MasterCard and Visa, and they had so many different tools in the tool belt, and I mentioned some of those in the last podcast that I was able to use, and kind of, I took that in, then I strapped the camera on and used some of those principles to establish rapport to get to the customer, and I think that last go at it with a corporation was a good push into the photography, bringing it all together.
Yeah, I love how your background, specifically in corporate America, sometimes it's a huge transition for somebody who has a corporate America background to even consider doing something like becoming a real estate agent or starting up a brokerage or anything related in a different space. There's a risk element there that they might not be used to. But I think if you can find a way to lean in to a lot of the resources that corporations would provide, especially from an educational standpoint, that foundation hopefully stays with you for the rest of your life, because there's so many valuable events, speakers, conferences, seminars that sometimes could be on the corporate dime, right?
Yeah.
But it can help you grow personally. And if you view yourself as a corporation, which I would recommend any even employee do, to position themselves so that one day they could be even more marketable if they ever want to go down that road and become an entrepreneur. It really does start with that investment in yourself. And there's so many great ways that I think corporations will lean into that, like you're just describing as well. I had a question too about, like, when you're not just jamming all the time with work, for people to get to know you a little bit more on the personal level, what's a favorite hobby, interest? What do you just love to do for fun?
On a plane, out of here.
Yeah, travel?
It's so serious because I work so much around Tampa, St. Pete, in all these capacities, Hillsborough, Pinellas County. It's not vacation.
Yeah.
It's my home that I want to build better. Mm-hmm. So the Bahamas, Minnesota.
You're a Bahamas guy. That's
yeah.
very different
Nassau,
than
New
Minnesota.
Providence, Paradise Island. I've caught every fish. Costa Rica.
Nice.
But then Minnesota too. I fish
So
a
you're
lot.
a fisherman as well, huh?
Yeah. I've got a trophy wahoo, a trophy mahi. I've got a trophy. What else do I have? I've got a grouper. I've got a trophy muskie. So I'm on the hunt for those game fish that are big catches. And we're talking
big
legitimate,
big boys.
Yes, sir.
I was just up north for our family vacation, and my brother-in-law, we stayed at their house for a week. He's a big fisherman for tuna.
Okay.
And he does like 100-mile out trips in the ocean, like deep sea.
High-speed top runner.
Deep sea stuff
we
out in the
call that
Atlantic.
Pelagians. Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Not near the bottom or the
We
top.
went out about
Pelagian.
30 miles one of the days. It was a gorgeous day, beautiful day. We didn't catch a thing, but it was still a gorgeous day out there.
It's fishing.
It is fishing. And it was unfortunately the day after a storm up there, so he even warned me going out that
it's too
chances aren't great that we're going to end up catching a lot of stuff, but it was just such a beautiful day that we enjoyed it anyway out there. And we did see a bunch of smaller fish. We actually saw a whale that came up as well, which was pretty cool.
You were on the spot then, though.
We were out.
Yeah,
we were out 35 miles in the middle of the ocean out there in the Atlantic. It's just there's something cool about like sitting in the front of the boat in the ocean and just seeing no land anywhere. It's just nothing but water. Like there's a peaceful feeling behind that I think is good for the soul. You know,
travel. That's mine. I travel.
I want
to know culture. I want to know different places.
Travel fan.
So travel.
And it must be easier when you don't have. I have 6 kids at home, so it's a little bit more complicated to just round them all up.
Okay, Don, I got 2. I've got the husky, who, by the way, fun fact.
I love huskies.
Seeing how I'm like an elephant. My dog, Oliver, government name, we call him Fester, though. My red husky was one of your pets featured of the year that won for Tampa Bay Real Producer.
By the way,
the red husky has
episode.
won. He is he's going to have to come defend his crown. He's 10 and a half now, but my husky was one of the featured pets of Top Real Producers.
I love
that.
I
participated, and he's got his beautiful picture.
We have a plan at some point soon to do a full issue for a month that'll be just realtors and their pets, and it'll just be a bunch of submissions with pets. So
I'll have to let him know.
Word out.
I'll
get that word out. You can submit
Leo is going to probably take over.
Okay.
Okay, without question.
And you're welcome to submit Leo as well.
So being that good little humble citizen heart, I have it's 7 now, but a 4.5-year-old male non-declawed cat that I adopted from the hurricane overflow. Nice. So we've got Skitty and you've got Fester. So there's going to be competition.
So we got some content flowing. I like it.
Put my 2 kids up there.
I like it. Right. I like it. How about you, man? You got a hobby that you just keeps your passions burning?
I see the art on the wall, and I'd have to say, without question, if I can travel and bring back some great images and have them shown in some of the gallery exhibitions that I've been able to do, that is just an absolute win, because I'm not looking for the shot glass or the T-shirt to take back. I'm able to give somebody something I captured on that journey that is compelling, and it's compelling enough for people to want to see it and participate, and have people ask me, put my stuff in their gallery and show it, and to know it ends up in somebody's home or in their office or in their bathroom. Taking those images and traveling and being able to take it back and see it live on, that's the greatest hobby I have.
Got it. You're an art guy in the heart, huh? Like plenty of that in St. Pete too.
Yeah.
Plenty of beautiful little galleries you can walk through around there and feel that passion. I got one last question for you as we wrap up. our episode for the sake of time here, and
Bring
that
it
is
on.
what I call our legacy question. I know
Uh-oh.
you've answered this before, so if you wanted to skip over it, that's fine, or if you think of something different.
Maybe I can answer it better this time.
Oh, constant improvement.
So here's the question: is when you think, hopefully many years from now, Nick, and you're on that rocking chair and you're thinking about what you'd want to be most remembered for, right? The legacy that you think would mean most to you personally or professionally. What are some of the thoughts that come to mind that you think would mean the most to you?
Easy. Built a better Tampa St. Pete. I've got 7 political wins. I've got 7 price records. That's real numbers. Let's add a few more. But I want to develop the next level of me, right? There's people out there that need a door open for them, that need to be given a chance, trained, and people are looking up to you right now that run podcasts, that run Tampa Bay Real Producers. People are looking at you. How do I get into creative and have clients like Nick? And I want to see who are those people out there that have a good quality and character to them that can get into my role, because I can't do it forever.
Sure.
So building a better Tampa St. Pete, period. I've got elected office at every region, every level here locally. I've got price records in some of our best neighborhoods. I'm building some product now, right?
I like
a little
that.
bit of new dev, a little bit of luxury.
Nice.
I want to build some people along with it and
love
stay
that.
involved. That's it. That'll make me happy.
John Maxwell is one of my favorite authors, and he writes in one of his books, The 5 Levels of Leadership is his book, if you guys want to check it out. And he talks about that 5th level being what you just described, which is the leaders who are obviously developing other leaders. And that really is ultimately how every organization is going to become a brand that will sustain itself and beyond any individual person, whether that's in real estate, whether that's in, you name the business. I think that is ultimately what it's all about. If you view yourself as a leader, being able to attract, develop, retain, and ultimately develop leaders that are even more successful than you are, right? Over time. And I think there's a lot of intrinsic value to that for sure. So I can resonate a lot with what you just said. So
Thank you.
No doubt. How about you, Barry? Anything different you want to throw in there for the people as we close it out?
I would just say, when I leave this earth, I don't want to leave knowing I ever had to defend my reputation or my character, that I left it intact here, and that whatever light that I emanate here, I take with me to jettison myself that way, but that there's enough light left for everybody to bask in, and that's all I can ask for.
You definitely emanate some light, Barry. There's no doubt about it. You're one of my favorite guys to have around. I know we talked about in our last show how it was when we started Real Producers back in 2018. You were one of the OGs that I first presented the idea to before we even had an issue that was out, and he obviously supported it from the very beginning, and so I'll always appreciate that. And you've been very integral in event contacts and different people to be able to make sure that our event programs went well over the years, so we appreciate that as well. And I know you're very well appreciated by a lot of people in the community. So
if I may add one thing, that first podcast had been watched by my friends and my family, which I consider all family, and they said that the way that you described me, they felt like they were saying it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was very endearing.
That's cool.
Not going to make me cry.
Well, I've met your parents, so
yeah, you have.
I love the lively folks, for sure.
And there's 4 other siblings
His mom
that are all
especially.
What a
fantastic.
great last name,
His
just
mom
to
is
build a
sweetheart.
brand on.
Yeah, lively
right?
for sure,
Seriously.
especially if you're going to be out there
I'm a
trying to-
brander over here.
My dad used to work with this guy named Ron Light, and so when they go on business trips, they check in the
What's your creative called? Your professional, so people can find you and book you? What are you called?
That was my next question, Nick. Good job.
Just rebrand yourself right now.
throw it out
Lively,
there.
period. Done.
Your contact information for people to follow you. Where they go.
lively.lively.now.com.
There we go.
Be Lively Images, right?
.ai.
Is it Be Lively Images?
Be Lively Images is the company name, but livelylistings.com is the.
Got it.
LivelyListings.com.
And so people question, oh, is he an agent or is he a photographer? And I'm like,
You never know.
You're going to have to find out.
What do you need?
And how about you? For people who might want to be interested to learn more about the Sirhunt brand, for people who just want to
Nick.sirhunt.com. Look
That's where
how
they find
easy.
you.
That was unique. Thanks to our tech
follow
team
Nick
and
on
our
Instagram.
leaders to doing that.
That
Yeah.
seems to be where he does most of his content.
At Nick Janovsky Realtor altogether, or on LinkedIn, as we talked about. You'll see the real content and performance there. Or, of course, anywhere in Tampa, St. Pete, you'll find me out and about every day.
I want to lean in more to the LinkedIn thing, and I wish we had more time to talk about that because I think LinkedIn is a untapped opportunity for a lot of agents. You don't hear a lot of people really.
They don't
talking
take
much
themselves.
about it.
They're a professional skill set.
Yeah.
They need to be with the other professionals.
I agree.
Because every what orbits a luxury person is a legal team, a finance team, a medical team, and a real estate team.
No doubt. I agree.
Get with the others.
Guys, we wrap up every episode with a challenge to the audience, and we talked about a lot of different things on this particular podcast with two very talented men who are great at what they do. And I encourage you, whether you're watching live through Facebook or through our YouTube channel, or you're listening to this on any of your favorite podcast platforms, we're in about 15 different podcast platforms. If you haven't subscribed already, by the way, to the show, click the little button below. That way you'll be notified every time we drop a new episode, which is weekly with the Top Producers Nation podcast. But what is one thing that you can take from the podcast today that'll help propel you forward personally or professionally because you took action? I'm a huge proponent in when you're learning anything, listening to anything, reading a book. If you can't do one little action step, you're going to lose a lot of the value that you gain from listening to that or reading that book. And so get into that habit of doing that one little action step. It could be, looking more up into Sirhan and figuring out, maybe you haven't even heard of that brand or understood that they're growing as rapidly as they have. Maybe you just need to have a conversation with someone like Nick and follow him up with his strategies on Instagram. Or maybe you want to build your LinkedIn brand a little bit more effectively, since someone like Nick has done it very well. But maybe that's a ghost town for you and you know that you're missing something there. That could be an opportunity to pursue. Maybe it's just picking up one of the different resources that we threw out there with books or events or seminars. There's a lot of topics. Maybe you got to figure out what your favorite sports team is. I don't know what it is for you, but take action on something so that you can make sure you lock in the value of this particular episode. And if you need to, follow us at topproducersnation.com. We do have an online community to help support you as an agent with courses and marketing tips and best practices from some of the best agents in the Tampa Bay area. They're all housed there with live interviews that we've recorded, and that's all there for you as a complimentary service that you can tap into. And then there's some additional options if you want to book a strategy call to talk to one of our team members one-on-one and lay out a game plan with you. We can help you map out the growth that you might be focused on. So that's all at topproducersnation.com. But we'll see you, of course, on the next episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. We'll see you guys later.